Hey everybody, my name is Niall, welcome back to the show. And today's video is a bit special. I've never quite made a whole video based on one comment before. By the way, I forgot to shave, fuck you, deal with it. But this time around, I got a comment on my last video. And I just kind of looked at it and thought, this is not an unpopular opinion. Like, there are people out there who think this. And I kind of just wanted to address the topic. The comment is just sort of like an excuse for me to do so. So the comment reads as follows, and yes, it is a long one. I appreciate the quality of your video, however, I disagree with almost everything you say. DE, and certainly not you, should dictate how the game is played. Warframe is a slow grind, and because of that, Spin to Win exists, not because people enjoy it, but because it makes an already tedious game a little bit less so. DE loves nerfing things because they make grinding faster. That's what's happening with Seirin, and what has happened to every nerf in the game. The line of sight thing is horrible for a game that focuses on hordes of enemies. DE is trying to make it more akin to a body-to-body combat system, and I already know that this won't work, at least in its present form. Now, I will say, I'm not trying to attack this guy. I want to treat him as fairly as possible, because I don't want to just attack someone for being a hater. I don't really think haters exist. I think there are just people out there who have criticisms of you. But he clearly didn't watch the video, or if he did, he didn't really pay attention because I even said the line of sight thing is stupid. I personally feel like nerfs kill the game, and instead of nerfing things, DE should focus on balancing enemies and making things stronger. This nerf won't do much other than make melee shit in endgame. Specific weapons and specific builds are kept in secret because people know that DE will nerf anything remotely strong. That is not true. YouTubers show off their build all the time. And you know, I'm not a founder exactly. I wouldn't necessarily consider myself a veteran necessarily, but I've been playing Warframe since the beginning of 2015. And I wouldn't necessarily say that they nerf things incredibly often. I wouldn't necessarily say they nerf something just because it's remotely strong. The only time they ever really nerfed something is if it's so horrendously overpowered that it made the game boring. And it's usually pretty light nerfs. Very rarely have they, like, sledgehammered something into the ground, like Bungie and Activision sometimes do. This is not how you make a game more engaging. This is how you discourage the veterans and the longtime players from playing it. Does he not realize that the veterans are actually the most happy about this? I can count at least 4 weapons in my arsenal that could be considered OP, and I can't share the builds with anyone, nor can I use it on public games because if people make videos about it, then they would get nerfed into the ground. Now, personally, I'm not doubting that you have a strong arsenal. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you don't have anything that YouTubers and Twitch streamers don't already talk about. You can have fun with your nerf culture, however, know that your actions are hurting the community in more ways than one. First of all, nerf culture? Is this like a video game version of rape culture? Because I can tell you right now at least one similarity those two things have. They both don't exist. And my actions are hurting the community. Sir, have you looked at my subscriber count? I have 42 subscribers. That's not a lot. My most viewed Warframe video isn't even the most popular video on my channel, and it doesn't even have 200 views. DE isn't exactly sitting there going, when's Niohima gonna upload next? We need to know what his thoughts are. They don't know I exist. Now again, I'm not trying to call you out, I'm sorry if you're watching, and it kind of seems like I'm making fun of you. I'm just poking fun for entertainment value for the video. See, there's a section amongst gamers. One could even call it a community, as much as I hate the overuse of the term community. But there is a small yet very loud subsection of gamers that think if you play a game for more than 100 hours, that's too much of a grind. That's too much. I can't play that game for too long. I want to put my time into other things, but this game is just taking up too much of it. Oh, really? Like what? Commenting on YouTube videos. Now, you're probably not going to like me saying this, because you want to believe that you like this game. But if you're complaining about too much grind in any video game, not just Warframe. If you're complaining in any game that there's too much grind, it takes too long to get what you want, it takes too long to play the game, this is taking up way too much of my time. If you're actually seriously saying those things, you probably just don't like the game. Think about this logically. If someone is complaining, actually complaining about a game's grind being too long, then they're essentially complaining that they're having to play the game more than they want to. And if that's the case, you probably just don't enjoy playing the game. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there might cringe when I say that Warframe is a popular game, but I'm being genuine when I say that there actually is a pretty large bandwagon behind Warframe, especially ever since the Plains of Eidolon came out. And every single YouTuber and Twitch streamer and the entire planet and their grandmothers were praising the game about how much content it has and how much they update the game and how it's completely free and their microtransaction system is super fair. And people feel the need to play this game because it's popular, because everyone loves it, and, you know, a lot of people feel like if they're not playing this game and they don't enjoy it, they're missing out. And I certainly think you should try the game, for sure, because otherwise you are going to miss out. But if you don't like it, you don't like it. Like, Warframe isn't for everybody. It is honestly a game that's made for a very specific type of person. Not everyone's going to enjoy Warframe, but people just feel the need to play it because they're afraid of missing out. And every single YouTuber and Twitch streamer loves the game, so they're like, I need to play this game. And then when they don't like it, they feel the need to enjoy it, so they force themselves to play it. And then they don't like it, so that they complain to the devs about it. But if you're playing a game that you don't enjoy, and then complain about it to the devs, you're the one ruining the game, not me. Not Warframe YouTubers, not Warframe streamers, not Reddit, as much as I hate Reddit and how much they destroy dreams. You are ruining the game. Imagine tomorrow, somebody writes a letter to Game Freak about how they should just remove the steel typing from Pokemon. And then in the Gen 8 games, they actually go ahead and do it. They remove the steel typing. Steel typing's no more. And then you go on the guy's Twitter, and it turns out that he's been a Digimon fan his whole life. How pissed do you think Pokemon players would be? Sorry about the lighting changes, I'm recording this while it's dark outside, and I don't have professional lighting because I'm not a professional YouTuber. It was bright enough to record at first, but then it got darker outside, and I just have a white screen on my TV now. That's not the reason these are on. I just wanted those on because I felt like it. Which actually, by the way, I'm gonna put a poll right around here. Tell me if you like the extra lights. But real quick, I also wanted to argue the other half for a second, because I've also heard a pretty large and pretty loud section of gamers who say that in order to get what you want, you need to put in the work. That is something I wholeheartedly do not agree with. Video games are video games, not jobs. Video games aren't necessarily meant to be work, they're meant to be fun. Like, obviously, video games shouldn't just give you everything that you want. You need to go out and get those things. Like in Warframe, if you want to get Korra, you need to do Onslaught. If you want Gara, you gotta go do the Cetus bounties. In Destiny, if you want that new pulse rifle coming out, you gotta play Crucible and you gotta get good. But it shouldn't feel like work. If you want to work, go get a job. If you're playing video games, that means you want to have fun, not work. You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't turn on a video game and feel like you're doing work. You should turn on a video game and feel like you're having fun. You should feel like you're playing a game. You're playing a game. That should be the feeling you have. Now, in my opinion, Warframe's grind is fun. Honestly, it really is. But some games, like Destiny 2 for instance, it feels like work. The games that everybody universally hates, the games that nobody likes to play, the games that turn out to be failures, the games that don't last long, those are the games where you turn it on and you feel like you're working. You feel like you're doing a job. The games that are successful, the games that do well, the games that most people like, the games that last a long time, those are the games where you turn them on and you feel like you are releasing yourself from the sadness and despair of the real world to delve inside of a fun adventure. So to the people saying that you need to work for what you want in Warframe, it shouldn't have to feel like work. It should feel like you're having fun. And to the people saying that there's too much of a grind in Warframe, you're probably not having a whole lot of fun. And you should probably stop playing the game. That is going to be the end of the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. I hope to see you all in the next video. And as always, this is Niall, signing out.